All right, thanks so much. Here with NDSU Athletic Director Matt Larsen, and the Bison kind of getting set to wrap up, so to speak, the athletic year. And Matt, as fast as it comes upon us, it ends almost equally as quick. Has it gone fast for you this year?
It's been a really quick year, and I always say that it seems like in college athletics, our year goes so much faster than any other industry, just because it's, you're always looking forward to the next championship, the next game, the next whatever it is, and so our year always seems to go fast, and our years have gone longer too, with all the success that our teams have had from when they report early on in August to now running all the way through to into the month of June. So certainly stretches the year out, but it's been a great year.
One of the big stories that came out here recently, Matt, was the new football facility plans, renderings, drawings, and the fundraising now kind of starting to ramp up for a $37.2 million facility. It's a football facility, I think, in name, but it's going to help all your sports. How much is that going to help, I think, maybe the prestige of the university? Because that's another nice new building that could be coming to campus.
It really is, and it's something that's been in the works probably for at least the last 12 to 18 months in terms of feasibility, renderings. What do we want the facility to be? And I think the important takeaway is, as you mentioned, is it's going to service all of our outdoor sports. Similar to what the bubble does now, where our teams can get in there and simulate really what they'd be able to do outside. So to have a now more permanent year-round facility where, regardless of the time of year, regardless of the climate outside, those teams can get inside and train at a really high level and not have to worry about weather distractions and those types of things.
I know the one question, Matt, we get all the time is, well, how quickly can something like this happen? Obviously, it's been quickly in your mind, but it really is a process of depending how quickly the dollars come in, because it is a privately funded facility.
Yeah, I think we cleared the first roadblock with getting approval to do a fundraising campaign for the State Board of Higher Ed. Next up is legislative approval for that project, but really it does come down to how quick we can raise the dollars. And I think the one thing that I think our supporters have seen, the positive impact that facility improvements have on our program, and so I think this one, more so than any, will have a huge impact, not just on football success, but again, all those outdoor sports are the ability for our programs to train. So I'd like to think that we'd be able to raise that and get that project moving.
And just real quickly to wrap up on facilities, it's amazing how different really the north part of Fargo looks on campus now, with not only the Fargo Dome, but the Sanford Health Athletic Complex, the new apartment complex going in next door, the softball facility. Now if you add this indoor facility, it's going to look like a completely different place than what it looked like 5 years ago.
It really will. And then you add on the other dormitory that they're building across from Newman Outdoor Field. And I always say it's great when you drive onto a college campus and you see construction projects. To me, that shows growth. It shows investment. And that's what you want to see. So when recruits come in, I say, hey, it's great that you see construction, because that means we're building and we're continuing to grow and move forward. So I think that's a really positive when anytime you see a campus continue to transform and add facilities.
And let's quickly flip the page here. The spring sports, what a tremendous run it was, whether it was men's and women's golf, certainly men's and women's track continues to have very high success, softball, even baseball, the way they were able to finish the season. But at the end of the day, Matt, you guys were able to win the Commissioner's Cup for the second straight year. It was by slim margin, but the big reason for that victory was because of the success of spring sports, which is not necessarily something that is conducive to our climate here.
Yeah, there's no doubt, and you look at those spring sports and their ability to practice outside or not practice outside this year because of the weather and still have success at a really high level. And you look at the programs who traditionally have been really successful in the spring, softball and men's and women's track programs, but this year to see the men's and women's golf program kind of break through. And I think for them specifically, I think you have to look at obviously the hard work of our coaches and our student athletes, but I think the investment that the department has made, the community has made in scholarships, in cost of attendance, in facilities. The short game facility, the bubble, really helped those programs be able to train so they could go out and compete at a really high level. And so really proud of all of our coaches and our student athlete efforts, because it really is, it's a team effort to win a Commissioner's Cup, but I think it really speaks to the depth and the breadth of our programs and our investment in them, their championship experience.
Well, we're about set to put the 2017-18 season to bed, and then we'll flip the page here, and it's going to be upon us before you know it, because that's the way college athletics are. Take us through the next 3-4 months. What happens on campus for you and the rest of your staff?
Well, the hope is that I think people get a chance to take some time off. As we talked earlier, it's a long year, it's a grind. And so I think there's two really important things at the end of the year. One is to try to take a step back and really celebrate the successes. Sometimes that's really hard in college athletics, but to celebrate all the great things that transpired this year, all the achievements, all the accomplishments, all the accolades, the 3.34 GPA by our student athletes, every team this year having over a 3.0 for the first time in our history. So to really just celebrate that. And then the other thing too is to take some time off and recharge. Because the next year is going to be here before we know it. Starting to plan for next year is going to be here before we know it. So having people fresh and re-energized is going to be really important for us.
And it's our time to re-energize as well. We're looking forward to that. Thanks as always for the time. It's been a great year. And hey, we'll see you this summer. Enjoy the warm weather in the summer.
Absolutely.
Too.
Brian, thanks to you. Thanks to Midco for all the support throughout the year.
Happy to do it, Matt. Thanks much. Matt Larsen, NDSU Athletic Director.